Greetings and welcome to the Daily Herald Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Kristen. Summer may be fast approaching, but that's not keeping the teachers and administrators from celebrating Christmas and other holidays with their students at King's Daughter School. The school's residential director, Landon White, and clinical director, David Craig, dressed as Santa and his handy helper, as they and fellow staff members, also in costume, handed out surprise gifts to their students on Friday. The event continues an ongoing series of celebrations and extraordinary activities at the school as the students and their educators remain in quarantine from the coronavirus. We spoke with clinical director David Craig about the recent celebrations. Let's jump right in.
Trying to make things as interesting as possible. So I've kind of laughed and said it's like we're in perpetual homecoming week with just having dress-up days and trying to make things fun for the kids while they can't get out. So we've altered our routines. On one hand, trying to make things fun, but on the other, at the same time, trying to make things as safe as possible.
How did this all come about? Where did this decision come from?
Well, it was largely the work of our recreational therapist, whose name is Shannon Neff, and she has been kind of the brains behind a lot of this. And it first started with the first week when we realized things were going to be really different was the week of spring break. Normally we would have spring break the same week the public schools had spring break, which usually means that a lot of our kids go home for a week. Well, in light of the fact that we have children from New York and from California and from Washington State, as the time approached, it became clear that was not a good idea for them to come home and then come back. So we decided that it would be best for the students not to go home, but that meant canceling spring break, which of course was not very popular with anybody. And so we planned a special week of basically camp-like activities that week, which I guess is a couple of weeks ago now, and had all sorts of crafts and had bounce houses brought in and had just all sorts of fun things that we did for a week. And at the end of that week, we sort of had to realize now what, and we realized we couldn't go back to a normal school schedule because that created too much mixing between students and different staff members, which we thought put everyone at not the safest place. So we thought we decided we would just sort of keep up. It's not exactly camp-like, but keep up a series of special activities to make things interesting. So last week was holiday week. So it wasn't just Christmas. On Monday we had Valentine's Day, and on Wednesday we had Halloween, and they're all dressed up for Halloween. And then on Friday we had Christmas, including, if you've seen the pictures, a visit from Santa Claus, and all the kids got presents, and we had it was Christmas. This week is Disney and Superhero Week, which is not quite as elaborate as last week was, but so we're just trying to keep a lot of things going to make it fun for the kids and the staff, and to kind of keep everybody's spirits up while we're in this situation, and make it as fun as possible.
Dressed up in the costumes and sort of interacted with the kids. Is there any what was kind of going through your mind at that moment?
I really thought a couple of times during the day Friday. I thought this is as much fun as I've had in a long time, and it was just that the kids really got into it. And at first, of course, some of our kids have challenges, and at first they were a little confused. We had several of them wanted to argue with us that this isn't Christmas, and so we, of course, said, well, we're just pretending it's Christmas because we want to. So then once we got over that hurdle, then the kids really got into it and really seemed to enjoy it and have a good time. Just made it a lot of fun. That same day, we also had a food truck came in and fed all of our staff, and we just tried to make it a really special day. But for the most part, both students and staff have responded really, really well. And our families have been extremely supportive. A lot of our kids are able to Skype or FaceTime, whatever, with their families, so they're staying in touch with their families. But it's been really hard, but our families have been really appreciative of the efforts that we're making to keep the kids safe. And a lot of our families have sent donations for us to be able to do things not only for the kids, but to do things for the staff, like the food truck that came in last week. We were able to do that with parent donations. So we've gotten just really wonderful community support, as well as support from our larger community, which is really nationwide. That's enabled everybody to sort of make the best of this while we're in it.
Thank you for listening to the Daily Herald Podcast. For more on the latest happenings in Southern and Middle Tennessee, visit us online at columbiadailyherald.com.